for me to get offended, to the extent that I am blood boiling. But there are some people on the right that think that these death numbers are inflated. There are some people on the right that think that Democrats are just making up the death toll here, as we're now over 26,000 people that have died from the coronavirus. I spoke to my friend the other day, a good friend of mine who I went to college with back home. His mother just died. She didn't die of heart failure. She didn't die of cancer. She didn't die in a car accident or old age. She died of the coronavirus. She was having trouble breathing. They put her on a ventilator, and she is dead now. And her son, who is a friend of mine, can't even go to her funeral. It's a virtual funeral. And I take it personal because when he was emotional and crying to me on the phone the other day, I felt a lot of sorrow and hurt for him, and I felt a lot of anger. I felt a lot of anger for a lot of different reasons. It started with China. And it started with the people who are responsible for this in China and those who put it underneath the rug. That's where my anger started, and that should be at the top for everybody. And then it went to the Trump administration for showing a lack of empathy and talking about his ratings during these press conferences instead of talking about those who have died and those who are grieving. And now my anger is also towards some of the Republicans out there that think this is all about politics and these death tolls are not accurate. These death tolls, no. These people aren't dying from the coronavirus. She died of a heart attack, even though she had the coronavirus. If you lose one of your loved ones, your mother, your father, your son, your daughter, God forbid, your grandparents, you're not going to talk like that. And I think it's disgusting, especially when there is no evidence to prove that theory that Democrats are making up a death toll here. That's not what's happening. And I think it is a very fair assumption when somebody has died and they weren't tested for the coronavirus, but yet their family comes forward and tells doctors they had a fever, they had flu-like symptoms, they were having trouble breathing. I think it's pretty fair to assume that they probably died from the coronavirus. Number to call, 702-257-5396. Again, that number, 257-5396. Let's go to Chuck. Chuck, you're first up. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Chuck?
Chuck, are you there? Let's go to John. John, you're next on the Vegas Take. What's up, John?
Hey, man. JD, boy, man, you're really starting to make my blood boil.
That's fine, John. I'm fine with that.
I think it's really disingenuous for you to try to pin the blame on Fauci. One thing is clear. Trump has the power to fire Fauci. He was getting conflicting information a long time ago in January.
Which is what I've said from day one, yeah.
And, the buck stops with the president, right? I know you guys love to make excuses.
Actually, in this case, the buck stops with science. It's all about the health experts because they know what's going on. Donald Trump is not a doctor. He is not an infectious disease expert. And it is fact that January 26th and February 29th, Fauci on both occasions said basically that this virus is not going to affect the United States in an adverse way.
Okay, you're engaging a typical Republican debate strategy.
No, I'm just telling you what actually happened. I'm literally telling you what took place.
JD, can I talk? You're a typical Republican debate strategy. You just interrupt me and you repeat the same thing over and over and over, and you say it confidently, and you never back down. It's kind of like the way Trump is. But the bottom line is he got conflicting information as far back as January. He did absolutely nothing in the month of February, and the buck stops with him. He picked the wrong side. If you accept your premise, which I don't, that it's all Fauci's fault.
I'm not saying it's all Fauci's fault. I'm saying he was listening to Fauci. He was getting different information from China. He was getting different information from WHO. As of February 15th, there was 15 cases. He literally thought that they were going to recover and it wouldn't be spread. He actually thought that was going to take place. That's why he made that statement.
Right, you guys,
obviously, was that right? No, that was wrong.
Guys,
Clearly.
you guys,
that's been established.
John, you guys are obviously not going to agree
Which
there,
is fine.
but John, I want to ask you a question now. If you're still on the line, sir, I want to ask you a question. Are you still there, John?
Yep, I'm here, Doug.
Great. Okay. So this is what really gets my blood boiling. I know you said your blood was boiling. My friend's mother passed away 2 days ago. 65 years old, no underlying health condition. She died of the coronavirus. There are people on the right that are saying that Democrats are inflating the death toll for political purposes, that these people that just died in New York did not die of the coronavirus because they weren't tested, even though many of them, from what I hear, have had coronavirus-like symptoms. What would you say to those people?
It's absolutely disgusting. It's just absolutely, it's projection, really, what it is. Look, the bottom line is Trump is in the hotel business. How much revenue is being generated down at Trump Tower in Las Vegas, right off the Strip there? It's just absolute projection. He's willing to open the country, which he doesn't have the power to do anyway, so he can put more money in his pocket. That's what it's all about. It's absolutely disgusting, and I just don't see how people like JD can sleep with themselves at night after defending.
How I can sleep with myself at night, John? Is that a joke? Tell me you're joking, right? No, so because I have a different opinion than you, I can't sleep with myself at night?
You're supporting a snot-nosed...
Oh, I'm supporting... Hey, John, get off my show!
Who's a narcissistic...
All right, we got to let you go. When he says get off the show.
I didn't know you had it in you.
I'm very capable.
You've learned.
I choose. I choose not to.
Hey, that's gonna be a promo. We're gonna make a promo out of that one. I'm proud of you, JD.
Well,
even though I like that caller and I disagree with you, I am proud of you. 702-257. I was not expecting that.
And I guess he sleeps very well because he has a MyPillow.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
I actually don't.
That was a good phone call. Good call.
Actually,
I noticed how you didn't say good call.
Well, very good call.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
It was a good call.
702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Chuck. Chuck, you're next on the Vegas take.
Hey, what's up, Chuck?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good. What's on your mind, Chuck?
Hey, you ever listen to Doug Basham on Saturdays?
Well, do you ever listen to the Vegas take at 10 a.m.? Because he was just on our show.
Hey, I know. You want to listen to the question, you idiot?
If you want to call me an idiot, okay. First of all, let's go with that for a second. I'll keep you on the line,
Yeah,
sir.
let's go with the first question.
Sure. No. Let's go with what you just said. Explain to me.
Have you ever
sir,
listened to Doug Basham?
I'll tell you what. I control the questions, not you. Okay. So why am I an idiot? Why am I an idiot?
You're an idiot.
Good. Tell me why. What have I done or said on this show?
To Doug, have you ever
answer my question, and then I will answer yours. The answer is yes. Why am I an idiot? So you're just going to call me names. Would you like to have a conversation?
I'm the caller. You're the stooge. Now listen.
Okay, goodbye. Now you're off the show. I'm the talk show host. You're the idiot who calls in, who I just hung up on because you're irrelevant. I gave you a chance. And goodbye. Have a nice day, sir. You're the one listening to our show. You're the one who took your little Trump fingers and used your Obama phone and called into our show. You're the one who took that time, sir. You're the idiot, not me.
A very, very good call, Chuck.
702-257-5396. Let's go to Joel. Joel, you're next on the... By the way, I think that guy was heading to his Klan rally tonight. Let's go to Joel. Joel, you're next on the Vegas take. What's going on?
Hey, Joel.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Absolutely.
Trump is now using the WHO as his whipping boy. My question is, given the parameters of the World Health Organization and the guidelines within which it works, what could they have done differently, or what didn't they do that he thinks they should have done?
They didn't investigate the situation properly. They took China's China's word for it, which obviously that should not have taken place.
And then what should they have done? What should they have done differently?
They shouldn't have taken China's word for it. They should have investigated it more thoroughly.
What they should have done. You're just saying what they shouldn't have done. I'm asking you, what should they have done differently that would have appeased Trump and his supporters in that particular instance?
Again, they should not have taken China's word. Is that better?
And then do what?
And investigate it more thoroughly. To see exactly I mean, now keep in mind this virus actually started December 3rd.
Please explain.
The first case was December 3rd.
Are you done?
And then on December 6th, China knew it was human to human transmissible on December 6th.
Please explain to me what they should have done that they couldn't or that they didn't do, given that China refused them entry into the country.
Which is very surprising. That China did that, by the way.
Answer the question, please.
Again, they shouldn't have taken China's word for it. They should not have made statements like they did on February 14th, when they said that 1.2% of cases of asymptomatic cases could actually carry the virus and spread the virus.
So tell me.
So if China was not letting them in the country, they shouldn't have taken China's statements as gospel.
I'm sorry, Joel. Was there a question that you wanted to ask JD? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm asking the same question. You're telling me.
And I'm telling you. I've told you 4 times now.
Right. You told me what they shouldn't have done.
Right.
You've yet to tell me what you thought they should have done?
That's the exact same thing, Joel. They
No,
shouldn't have
it's
told.
not.
They shouldn't have
There's two
told the
separate
They shouldn't have
issues.
told the world that what was going on in China when they couldn't even get in the country themselves was
All
actually
right, well,
happening.
let's ask Joel that question.
They should not have taken their word for
Well,
it.
that's okay. Joel is obviously does not think. Go ahead, Joel.
They used the information that was available to them at the time. What else could they have done? Now we know after the fact that the Chinese government lied, and then appropriate action should be taken by the world in that respect. But the World Health Organization did precisely what they were supposed to do. They reported information as they received it. They didn't know that the information they had was wrong or was a lie. So what should they have done?
Okay,
other
why
than what
would they
did?
not? I understand. Why would they not think that the information that they were giving was a lie if they were not allowed to actually investigate it themselves in the country where the information was given
So
from?
they should have said nothing. They should have walked away from China and done absolutely nothing because of the potential for misinformation from China.
They should not have taken China's information as it was and told the world that because that's how the world prepared for this pandemic, because the world did not believe it was a pandemic. It wasn't even announced. It wasn't even announced as a pandemic until March 13th.
JD, nobody is disputing the fact that China lied and that they gave misinformation for their own benefit. There's nobody in the entire world who's going to deny that fact. The only issue at hand that I'm calling about is why the World Health Organization should be the whipping boy on this, given they did the job that they were supposed to do and reported the information that they had.
Because they took China's information at face value when they should not have done that, and that did not properly allow the world to prepare for this pandemic.
Obviously, you guys aren't going to agree on this.
Fine, that's okay.
702-257-5396 is the number to call. Obviously, we're talking about really anything we talked about throughout the show, but Doug Basham just came on last segment talking about the Trump press conferences. We're talking about the reaction from how Trump reacts at these press conferences. What should we do about China? What should we do about the fact how they lied to us and have millions of lives on their hands, blood on their hands? And what should we do about people, or what is your opinion, I guess, about people on the right who think that Democrats are exaggerating the number of deaths from the coronavirus, which is the most disgusting thing I've heard in a very long time. 257-5396. Let's go to Tony. Tony, you're next.
Hey, what's up, Tony?
Tony, are you there? Let's go to Dave. Dave, you're next on the Vegas Take. What's up?
Hey, Dave.
I don't think the Democrats are inflating the numbers. I do think that the numbers are being inflated by the fact that anybody who has, and JD has said this numerous times, anybody who has anything even remotely with COVID-19, if they die, that's the reason. I do think that's a little bit of a stretch. Keep in mind, last year, I looked at the CDC site. There was over 34,000 American deaths with the flu. We haven't reached that yet with this. So, I mean, it's very important. I hate to see any loss of life, but we haven't even reached last year's flu, and we have a vaccination for that. So I don't understand that, but what I really called for, I just got in the car, just listened to JD tell that guy to shut up and get off his show. I loved it, JD. You need to do that more often.
Well, I've been telling him that for 2 years. He doesn't listen to me.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Thank you for the call, my friend. We appreciate that.
And that's a very good point. Flu deaths in 2017 and 18 were 61,000. Last year they were 34,000. That number is down a lot. Now, did the flu just stop and coronavirus took the place of the flu, or how does that work? You would think that number would be closer to 30
I'll say it
or
once
35.
again. It's completely ridiculous to undermine this virus and say that the flu is more serious. Anyone who says that is asinine. By the way, I also want to add this. The WHO, I always think of the band The Who. WHO didn't take China's word for anything, by the way. They just reported that what China had said. That is a very important distinction. Let's get back to the callers, and let's go to CJ, 257-5396. CJ, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, CJ?
What's up, JD? What's up, Brian? I listen to you guys every day. You guys are real you're the real deal. Something to listen to get your mind off of everything going on. You guys give the facts, you give them straight. And I just want to say, JD, I absolutely love the way you told that caller to get off your show, man.
Wait a second. I do that 5 times a day. Nobody ever compliments me.
Well, Brian, you do it 5 times a day. You don't expect it from JD.
No, hey, listen, I'm with you, man. I gave JD a round of applause. It's nice for him to show.
It was a bit of a radio bomb, wasn't it?
No, I liked it. Well, listen,
CJ. It was pushed too far.
CJ, I appreciate those kind words. It means a lot to you, and it means a lot to us. And thank you for listening.
When someone tells me I can't, how do I sleep at night just for having a different opinion than him? I mean, grow up.
Well, I mean, there are certain people like Dana Loesch that I would say, how does she sleep at night? I believe she has blood on her hands. I think those in the NRA that don't want to change any laws at all in this country, I would say, how do they sleep at night? I would say that towards criminals. And I would also say that to the Chinese government. How do they sleep at night? They have blood on their hands. There are millions of people across the world that are probably going to die. I hope not. But from this virus, we're up to 130,000 deaths already. I blame, number one, the Chinese government. How do they sleep at night? 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Keone. Keone, you are next on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Keone?
Hey, good morning, JD and Brian. But, hey, JD, man, thank you for standing strong for our president because, Brian, you're looking at the small picture. The president, JD, is looking at the big picture. We need to open our economy, bro.
Okay, hold on a second. Excuse me. Stay on the line. Yep. You just said I am looking at the small picture, and you want the economy to open. Hey, why don't you listen to me for a second here, and maybe you'll learn something. If we took your advice and we opened up the economy tomorrow and the country was open tomorrow, do you have any freaking idea how many people would die from the coronavirus? Do you understand that New York is still at – wait, no, don't Brian me. You're still at the peak right now, and people like you want to open up the economy tomorrow, and you're saying, I'm looking at the small picture, and all you can think about is the economy. You don't know someone that has died. You don't know someone that is 6 feet underneath the ground because of this coronavirus. You have no idea, and you listen to the right-wing talking points, and you listen to Donald Trump in these press conferences every day talking about, we got to open up the economy. We got to open up the economy. But what you fail to realize is how serious this virus is, and people like you are a health hazard to people like me, and you are a disgrace.
He is not a disgrace.
Yes, you are.
No,
you want to open up? You want to open things up tomorrow?
No. What he's saying is he wants to look at the entire picture, which is death.
And he thinks we should open up the economy tomorrow. Is that right, sir? Is that right, sir? You want to open up the economy tomorrow? Is that right? Why is he gone? Why is he gone?
You just yelled at him for 45 seconds for wanting to open up the economy.
Yeah,
Brian.
Exactly. I'll yell at anyone who wants to open everything up tomorrow.
I'll tell you right now, Brian, the chances of you getting the virus today compared to March 10th or when this started are significantly less because a lot of people, again, silent carriers, asymptomatic carriers.
You're not a doctor. You're not a scientist. You don't know the answer to that.
I know how long the virus stays in your system, Brian.
And you don't know how many people are walking around with the virus right now in Nevada.
What I'm saying is those who had the virus in the middle of March most likely don't have it anymore.
So the answer to that is open up.
So they can't give it to the people. I'm saying the chances of you getting the virus opening up tomorrow are much less than they were.
So your take,
had we opened up the economy, or had we never shut the economy down.
So your take is this: that because you feel like so many people had the virus in early March, because your opinion is they can't give it to others now. Your opinion is let's open up the economy because so many people had it in March. Is that what you are saying?
I'm saying the chances of you getting the virus now are much lower than they were when all this started, when all the shutdown started.
So what are you saying? We should open up the economy tomorrow?
I'm saying we should. I think we should open the economy on May 1st, and I do believe that we will find out because of the mortality rate that this will be the biggest overreaction in American history. And I've said that 7 or 8 times, and I'll keep saying it. It's fine. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But I believe that I'm correct. And
well, guess what?
A Stanford microbiologist came out yesterday, and he said the exact same thing. He was on Tucker Carlson's show, which apparently invalidates him, but he did say the exact same thing. He said, I believe that the mortality rate will be somewhere between 0.2 and 0.4.
And this is a very logical.
Not the 3.6, not the 2.2, not the 1.6 that we're saying.
So you listen
in New
to
York, in New York, it's actually no. There's been a lot of doctors that have made those statements.
Okay,
Brian.
so
Michael, do you know who Michael J. Burry is?
No, go ahead.
Okay, Michael J. Burry is. Have you seen The Big Short? The movie The Big Short?
No,
which is based on the 2008 housing crisis. Michael J. Burry predicted the 2008 housing crisis. He went on Twitter yesterday, and he made a statement that he believes he's actually very, very confident that the mortality rate will be anywhere from 2.3 or 0.2 or 0.2 to 0.3%, which is 2 to 3 times worse than the flu. And he said that the economic damage, the unemployment, all the other things that are taking place right now that are being set aside because of this lockdown are going to add up to be significantly worse than the death toll.
All right,
Michael
so
J. Burry said that
okay,
yesterday.
if I can just comment on the things you said before that, because I didn't want to forget.
Oh, that's all right.
So I would, and I say this every day
I know
to
you do.
and, well, you don't know what I'm about to say. What am I going to say?
Well,
what am I going to say? You don't know what I'm going to say.
You would rather people not be 6 feet in the ground than the economy be bad.
I'll state it in a more eloquent way, if I may.
Yeah, please do.
I would rather have an overreaction and take a little more time for the economy to bounce back. If I could just finish my statement again and talk for 5 seconds.
All I did was just raise my hand.
I know,
I'm
but
preparing
you
myself,
put the
Brian.
mic to your mouth.
I did
Usually
do
that means you're about to interrupt me.
No, I'm not going to.
And you've done that a lot today, and I'm trying not to interrupt you. So if you could please give me 20 seconds to your 2 minutes to let me finish. I would rather have an overreaction and let the economy bounce back later than for people and more people to die. Because when somebody's heart stops and they die, there's no coming back. I don't know if you truly grasp that. I spoke to my friend the other day whose mother just passed away, and I felt his pain. And I would rather the economy be closed until we know for sure from all the experts, not the politicians, that we are safe. And for the life of me, I don't understand why people, Republican or Democrat, do not agree with that, and they put the economy before life, and that is wrong.
Because they think that the economy being down leads to life being lost as well, which it does, Brian. Now, that being said, L.A. Mayor Eric Garcetti, keep in mind Los Angeles, California, they're doing a great job with this. They've got a 12% positive testing rate. They've got about 25,000 cases, 768 deaths, compared to New York where they're at it. I mean, they're actually 12 times less in deaths and I think 10 times less in cases. Doing an outstanding job. They're talking about how until there's a vaccine, and keep in mind, Steve Sisolak said yesterday, we're going to work with the western states and figure out an opening up strategy. If the thought process between California and Washington and Oregon and Nevada is that we can't open up until there's a vaccine, do you know how long that's going to take, Brian?
Well, here's my opinion on that. I'm willing.
I mean, do you have any idea?
Okay, well, let me respond to that by saying this. This sucks for everybody. It sucks being in quarantine. It sucks for many that are unemployed. The economy is struggling. I understand all that. I'm living through it just like you are. But with that being said, again, I go back to what I always say. The virus is going to dictate the timeline. Now, if it opens up on May 1st and the healthcare professionals out there believe that we're going to be just fine and you could open things up, great. But if we do open up too early and your economy gets going again, and then we find out that an extra 50 to 100,000 people are infected or die because we open up the economy too early, you are going to look really foolish.
Now, there's a big difference between being infected and dying, Brian. First of all, right now there could be 5 million in the United States that are infected. Those who actually get tested are symptomatic enough to get tested and meet the conditions to get tested.
Right now, this is 10 to 15 times more serious than the flu.
No, I'm saying, Brian, if you think 100,000 people are going to die, that would mean that another 2 million people would have to get infected.
Which, if you open
actually,
up, I believe if you open up the economy, I believe that could happen.
And not just infected, but I mean infected to the point where they are symptomatic, severe enough where they have to be hospitalized.
And I believe if we open things up too early, that's exactly what could happen. But we got to take a break.
Okay.
We got to take a break. But we'll continue this on the other side. He's J.D. Sharp. I'm Brian Shapiro, obviously talking about the coronavirus and when this economy is going to reopen. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll take some more of your phone calls, too, on the other side. If you're waiting on hold, we'll try to get to as many as we can. 702-257-5396. But coming up next, a professional NASCAR driver using the N-word, and he's gotten a lot of fallout for it. We'll talk about that next on The Vegas Take.